Hey, and welcome to day 14 of the long-term bootcamp. So today's the actual final day of the bootcamp, and I hope that you feel like you've been provided with real value so far, and that it's been helpful in your journey. So today we're going to be looking at how you can set up silos in WordPress itself, how you can create categories, and how you can interlink your articles. That means by the end of today, you're going to have silos set up on your site with properly optimized articles targeting valuable keywords, and I think that's pretty cool. So creating your categories is a really important stage and not something you really want to change later if you can avoid it, because it can cause a bunch of errors, especially if you're using a URL structure which includes the category. For example, say your site was audiotechnic.com, and then you structured your URL such that it was something like slash headphones slash whatever the article title is, as in each of the categories is within the URL. Because changing categories in this case is going to lead to even more redirects, which can be just a pain later on. So try and keep your categories quite broad, so that it reduces the chance of you having to change them later. And also by keeping them quite broad and general, you can encapsulate more silos into those categories, and that's just going to make your life a lot easier more than anything. Once you've set up your categories, you can start to actually upload your articles and put them into the different categories which you've created. So when you do this in WordPress, it'll automatically create category pages, which is going to help to an extent with your on-page SEO, because Google indexes those category pages and creates almost an association between the articles. And also when it indexes the articles, it's going to see the interlinking between them and associate those two different things. So I'm inside WordPress here, and this is just one of the sites which I run. So you can see on the sidebar here, if you come to posts and down to categories, you can come in and actually set up your own categories. So you can see here there's a bunch of categories which are already created for this website, but on this section on the left, there's an add new category section. So all you need to do is put in the name. So for example, the category might be web hosting. The slug is just a URL friendly version of the name, something which looks nicer. And so that might be in this case web hosting, all in lowercase. Then the parent, for example, I could decide that this would come under finding web properties or something. And in that case, it almost creates it as a subcategory of this parent category. And then you just want to put a description in. And this is not particularly important, but it says here, and this is true, some themes may show it. So it's worth doing, it doesn't take very much time. And then you can choose to redirect category links to an actual landing page. Most of the time you won't be doing that, so you don't have to worry about it, but you could choose to have it when people click on the category link in your menu, have it redirect to one of your pages. Then all you need to do here is just click add new category, and it will come up in your list of categories here. So once you've done this, one thing which most people like to do on the sites is to put the categories into their menus. You don't have to do this, especially with some subcategories, but you'll find on most websites, people generally like to keep their categories in their menus. And in this case, the way to do that is come to Appearance, come down to Menus here, and when you go into this section, you can see here the menu structure. And this is what's going to show on your website, wherever the menu is, whether it's your primary menu in this example, or a footer menu, or even some have like an extra top menu at the top. So on the left here, you can choose what you want to insert. So if we wanted to insert a category, we could just check whatever it is, click Add to Menu, and it would come up here. And at that point, you can drag and drop them to rearrange the order of the menu as it appears on your website. As you can see, it's not particularly difficult to create categories in WordPress, but it can help more with keeping everything structured and easy to understand more than anything. And it gives you a good outline of how you can go about your interlinking. So within your articles, when you upload them, one thing which you'll want to do is, as we've talked about already, insert some links to external sources, and also include some links to other content on your site, wherever it's relevant and necessary. So generally, keeping things in categories makes this pretty easy. Anything which is in a given category is likely to be relevant to each other. So in this way, if you have an article under the category of headphones, two articles are very likely to be related, and thus it really makes interlinking logical and also beneficial for the visitor, because in this way they get passed around different articles which they're likely to find useful, informative, or entertaining. That's all there really is for today, to be honest. This was just the final day of the bootcamp, and we wanted to just show you how you could actually upload within WordPress. It's not difficult by any stretch, but at this point you should be applying all the principles which you've taught you over the last 14 days, and at the end of the day, you'll have created multiple silos with optimized articles in them. I really hope you've enjoyed the bootcamp, and I'd like to thank you for following along. If you do have any questions, then you can just email me at jack@longtailpro.com. So good luck with everything you do within this industry, and have a nice day.